What's up everyone, welcome back to my 4-Star School YouTube channel. In today's lesson, we are continuing working on this task application using Flutter GetX package. Also, this lesson will be our last lesson for this task app, and we're going to implement the report page for our task app. If you are new to my channel, feel free to reach out to my channel page and you will find all the previous lessons in my Flutter app from scratch tutorial. And also I have created the Flutter UI from scratch tutorial, Flutter GetX tutorial, Flutter widget tutorial, and Dart programming language tutorial. Those tutorials are aimed for the beginners, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel, sign up my content, and open the notification so you won't miss out the latest Flutter tutorial. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. Let's open the Visual Studio Code and iOS emulator. So first, let's find this view.dart under our home folder. We're going to create the bottom navigation bar so we can switch to the report page. But before that, we're going to create an observable variable for the tab index. So inside our controller.dart, let's create another variable. I'm going to call it tab index. So by default, you will have 0 and it point to our home page. Okay, and save it. So scroll down and we'll create another method, change tab index, and we'll receive the new index and we could change it. So tab index.value equal index and hit save. Next, we are going to implement the bottom navigation bar. So it's inside our scaffold and we have attribute which is bottom navigation bar. So let's implement that. We were using the bottom navigation bar widget. So in this bottom navigation bar, we will have on tab attribute. So we will receive the index, and we're going to call our controller dot change tab index, and we pass this index, so it will change our index. And next one will be the currently index. We could using controller dot tab index dot value to access our currently index, and then we can dismiss this selected label. So we're going to set to false. We also need to dismiss our unselected label. So I'm going to set it to false. Right? And the required attribute inside this bottom navigation bar is this items. So inside the item, we're going to create two bottom navigation bar item. So for this bottom navigation bar item, we will have a label. Label will be just home, and the icon will be a constant material icon. So let's save. Okay, we run out the problem because if you are using the bottom navigation bar, you must have at least 2 items. So we could copy this one, and for the other one, I'm going to call it report. This is data usage. So let's save again, and you will see we have 2 bottom navigation bar items. So it's better to give it padding. So this home icon can move a little bit to the left, and this report icon can move a little bit to the right. So we're going to wrap this icon with our padding widget. So we could use edge inset dot only, and we'll give right 15 breakpoint. So wrap these icon as well. We're using this only, and we give the left 15 breakpoint. Okay, I remove this constant keyword. So let's save. Now it looks better. So next I'm going to set this floating action button location. So we have an attribute called floating action button location. I'm going to set floating action button location dot center docked. So when I save, you see our floating action button move to the center of our button navigation bar. In order to make it work, I'm going to wrap these save area with another widget, which is IndexedStack. Right? So for the IndexedStack, we have a children attribute instead of this child. So put these curly bracket, and in here put save, and then we need to set a currently index. So the currently index, you can access our controller tab index.value. So let's save it. Then we can go to our report folder, and we will create a view.dar under this report, and it will be a stateless widget. I'm going to call report page and import the library, make it nullable. So for here, we're going to return a scaffold because it's another page. And for the body, we're using the center widget. Show this is our detail page. So it would be report page. So let's save it. Back to this view.dar under our home folder. We're going to wrap OBX here. So using this OBX. And save the code. Now when you press these report icon, you're back to our report page. And when you click this one, you're back to our home page. So it's better to import our report page. So scroll down, yeah, here we're going to import our report page and save it. Now when I click this one, you will see this report page indicate we are in a report page. And when I click this report, you will see we have this splash effect. So I'm going to disable it. So let's wrap this button navigation bar with another widget, which is theme. Okay, so for the theme, we will have this required data attribute. So for the data, we're going to pass the theme data, and we set the splash color to transparent and also highlight color to transparent. So let's save it. So now when you click, it will hide the splash effect. Also, when you click this report icon, it didn't turn to blue. So I think we need to wrap this button navigation bar with the OBX because we have this observable variable. So better to wrap with the OBX. So and save again. So after you wrap with the OBX, you can see this report icon turn blue. Right? When I click this home icon, it also turn blue. So it indicates which page we are currently in. So for the report page, we will need 2 extra methods. So let's open this controller.dart and I'm going to scroll to the bottom and we add 2 more methods. So the first one is get total task. So the total task, we create the result. So by default is 0 and we can using the normal for loop. If it is to-dos not equal to none, and we're going to add it. And we'll return the result. Okay, so this is our first method. Another method, we were going to get the total number of done to do among all the tasks. So it's called get total done task. Okay. So what it means, so first we're going to make sure we have these to-dos inside this task type, and then we loop it to see how many done tasks inside these to-dos, right? And we will add to this result, and we will return this result back, because in our report page we're going to check how many to-dos in all the tasks, and also how many complete to-dos versus how many live to-dos, right? So back to the Visual Studio Code, and we could save this controller.dart and close it. And make sure you are under the report folder and click this view.dart. So we're going to style our report page. So for the report page, we also going to access our home controller. So we're using get.find. Right, we are going to find a specific controller, which is home controller, and then we need to import a library for GetX and also for our home controller, and remove this constant keyword. For this build method, we're going to remove the center widget. Instead, we will use save area, right? And it have children attribute. So we're going to use the OBX widget. So first, we're going to declare some variable. So the first one is created task, which is we can using home controller dot get total tasks. Another one is completed tasks. So the completed task can using this on controller.get total done task, right? And the last would be the live tasks, can get from created task minus completed task. Okay, and also we're going to declare our percentage. So percentage will equal the completed task divided by the created task multiplied by 100. Okay, and then we can just return a list view. Okay, so inside this list view, we have children attribute. And let's check the design file. So first would be this title, and we have the time. So let's create our title first, and using a text widget, and we could style it using the text style and changing the font size. Also change the font weight, and let's import our extension library. So that's for our text widget. Let's save it. Okay, I think we may need padding, so just wrap this text widget with the padding widget using the responsive waypoint. So save again. So after this title, we will have our time. So for the time, I'm going to use another library, which is Intel. So let's install this library. Open our pubcb YAML file. Okay, let's import our int and close this pubcb YAML file. We need to import a library, so we could format our time, and we paste it here. So for the time, and we're going to create another widget. So still the text widget, and we could use date format dot format. Okay, so let's see. Of December 12th. So we're going to style it using text style. Change the font size, and also change the color, and then save it. We also need the padding, so just wrap with our padding widget. Here we're using edge inset symmetric. Change the horizontal to 4 waypoint and save it. Okay, I think until now it's good. Next, we will have a divider. So let's create a divider. Have thickness. Set to 2. Also, we need the padding, but first make it constant. So for the padding, we will use symmetric again. For the vertical, I'm using 3 waypoint. For the horizontal, would be 4 waypoint. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. So after this divisor, we will show the total number of live tasks, total number of completed tasks, and total number of created tasks. So let's create row widget. And we have a children attribute. We're going to change the main axis alignment. Space between. For these children, we're going to create a method which is build status, right? Create this method. For this method, we will return another row. We're going to receive the color and total number and the title. Okay, so let's return a row widget. So let's save for now. For the row widget, we will have the first row will be this circle, and second row will be our number and the title. Okay, so the first row, I'm going to make first set this crossy alignment to start, and also we have our container for the first row. Decoration, we use box decoration. So for the box decoration, we could change the shape using box shape the circle, and the border using this border or the weight set to 0.5 weight point, and the color, just use the color we passed in. So let's save. So after our first row, we're going to give a little space between first row and second row. So we use size box, give 3 weight point. Okay, and that row would be actually a column. So we could set the crossy alignment to star as well. And for the children, so the first children will be the number. So we could access the number, right? And then let's style it. Going to use text style. Going to change the font weight to bold, and also we change the font size to big 16. Okay. After this text widget, we will have a little bit gap between the first column and the second column. So we're using height set to 2 weight point. Next will be also a text widget, probably just title, and we can style it using text style. So this should be our here text. Okay, use text here. Okay, and for the text style, we could change the font size to 12, and the color would be color stock gray. So let's save it. then we could use this build status, right? So scroll up in here. So we're going to uncomment this out. So the first one is green color. We have live tasks, and text would be live tasks. So another one, color would be color star, orange. A number would be completed tasks, and the text would be completed. So the search status would be blue color, and the number would be created tasks, and text would be created. Okay, I think that's it. So let's save for now. Okay, I think we need to give the padding for this row as well. So let's wrap this row with padding widget. Remove this constant keyword. We're using the symmetric here. So for the vertical would be 3 waypoint, and for the horizontal just 5 waypoint. Okay, save it. Next, I'm going to implement this circular progress indicator. So back to Visual Studio Code. After this row widget, we're going to give a little big gap. So I use size box. Just a waypoint. And next, I'm using the constraint box, because you are using this list view, right? So inside the list view, you will expand your widget. So I'm using this unconstrained box. So then we're using sized box. So in this size box, we'll specify the width 16 waypoint, for the height also 60 waypoint. And then we will have a trial. So the trial, just use the circular step indicator. And the require is the total step. So for the total step, and we'll be using created tasks, right? If it equal 0, we're going to use 1. Otherwise, just using these created tasks, because these total steps cannot be smaller than the 0. So the current 3 step just completed tasks, right? And step size set to 20, and the select color, choose green. Unselect color using gray color 200, and padding set to 0, and width using 150, height also 150. Selected step size change to 22, and this rounded curve we set to 2. Save for now, and you can see we have this circular progress indicator, right? And we have create two to do. We finish 1 and leaving 1, so it will show we finish 50%. And for it is child, I'm going to use a column widget and change the main axis alignment to center. Okay, and for it is children, so the first children is a text widget. will show created task equals 0. If it is 0, we just show 0. Otherwise, I will show the %. Okay. Should be %. It's a typo. Okay. So it's 50%. But we're going to style it. Okay. So we're using text style widget, and we change the font weight to bold. And for the size, change to 20. Okay, let's save again. So after this percentage, we will have another text, which is efficiency, and style as well. So for color, using color.gray, and font weight using font weight.bold, and font size change to 12. It's better to keep a little bit gap between those two, so using a size box. Okay, let's save it. So I think now it looks pretty well. Okay, I think we finished this report part, and next I want to mention one thing. So since we are using the iOS emulator, so you are not going to see any back button, but if you're using Android, you will probably see you have system go back button. So I kind of going to disable those buttons. So first, in your add dialog, so because we have this close icon, right? You close it, you're going to do something. So I make sure we will press this button instead of press the system go back button. So how you're going to achieve that? So you're going to wrap your scaffold widget with another widget. It's called WillPopScope. Okay, WillPopScope. We'll have this on WillPop. I'm going to synchronize. Going to set it to false, right? That is for our add dialog, and also we're going to change it in our detail view, because in detail view we'll also have these go back button, and here also we will wrap with this WillPopScope. Okay, let's save it. Okay, back to the design file, and I think we finished all the functionality for this task app. We could add the task, we could add a to-do, we could delete task, delete to-do, and also check our report. So I will stop the video here, and I hope you have the experience using this GetX package after you following the tutorial, create this a beautiful task app. It took me lots of time to make this application and create this tutorial for you guys. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, sum up my content, and open the notification so you won't miss out the latest Flutter tutorial. Thanks for watching. I will see you in next tutorial.